In towns and villages all over southern Europe, people are throwing books onto huge bonfires in an effort to protect themselves from evil. These actions are supported by the Pope, who has decreed the destruction of certain books. Here is Marie of Cherbourg in Saluzzo.
Amongst these burning books is a copy of Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. The Pope says it's blasphemous to the Church, as are the collected writings of Protestant reformer John Calvin. The Pope also told his flock to burn all Jewish writings, especially the Torah, the holiest of all Jewish books. Ironically, the Pope's list of evil books includes The Prince by Italian political advisor Niccolo Machiavelli, a book on political warfare reputed to be one of the Pope's favorites. This is Father Umberto Santi, the priest who is coordinating tonight's book burning. Father, do you have any idea why the Pope wants these books destroyed? Is he perhaps afraid that people will get ideas from them?
Books such as these teach evil thoughts and ideas. Since evil is clearly the work of the devil, it is the Pope's solemn duty to stamp out such heresy, wherever it may be found.
Since Gutenberg invented the printing press, over 1,000 print shops have opened all across Europe, turning out some 35,000 different books. Best estimates indicate that there are now 10 million books in Europe. These people think such books are changing the world as they know it, and they want to stop it. Marie of Cherbourg for EBC News.
A Polish monk, Nicholas Copernicus, has challenged the scientific community by stating that the Earth and the other planets revolve around the sun. A statement issued by the Vatican denounced the idea, saying the Earth is the center of the universe. God made the universe, then the Earth, then man. Common logic tells us that he put the Earth in the center.
Huge profits and great danger. Can the African slave trade continue?
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void. This inspiring story of the creation and much more can now be yours in this holy book. Thanks to a remarkable machine which allows the printed word to be replicated over and over again, this handsome Bible, translated into English by William Tyndale, costs a fraction of what you would pay for the handwritten text. Share God's holy word with your friends and family in the comfort of your own home. Order it today.
Isabella d'Este, the ruler of Mantua, has again pulled off a stunning diplomatic coup. A new alliance with Emperor Charles V gives Mantua an advantage over its traditional rival, Venice, where Isabella's husband is still held prisoner. The emperor today called Isabella the most brilliant and cultured woman of this age. Violence erupted again today in the Congo Kingdom, where 4 Portuguese slave hunters were shot to death by the troops of King Afonso I, troops armed with Portuguese weapons. Azana Axum in the Congo has obtained some extremely rare footage of slave traders at work.
Slaves represent money. They're sold to harvest sugarcane in the West Indies. These rare scenes show slaves being traded for guns and other goods. The slaver holding the musket is Bartolomeu Porto, one of the Portuguese traders killed here today. Today at a press conference, King Afonso said the deaths are a reminder of his new law forbidding Portuguese traders in his kingdom.
I am the first of my people to become a Christian, to love Jesus. God does not like slavery. Therefore, I have forbidden all other tribal chiefs to sell any of their people to the Portuguese slavers.
A few months ago, I interviewed Bartolomeu Porto about Afonso's planned crackdown on the slave trade.
Guns and trinkets for slaves, that's always been the arrangement. And old Afonso always made sure he got his share. Now, he wants it all. He's also worried because his village chiefs have been getting rich trading in slaves. And they don't listen to old Afonso as much as they used to. Nothing ever changes in this business. Do you know why? It's based on the oldest human emotion in the world, greed.
Thank you, Azana Axum. The recent economic slump has thrown thousands of people out of work. Tonight's Viewpoints looks at the growing problem of poverty and unemployment. Our guests are Sir John Harrison, a Justice of the Peace, and the wife of Norwich Alderman Matthew Wilson, who helped her husband devise the city's new poor laws.
Swarms of poor people are roaming the countryside, begging and stealing from decent people. We ought to whip these rogues till they're bloody and send them back to their villages.
And these people can't find jobs in their villages. The only way to stop them from begging and stealing is for the government to give them relief and put them to work.
But that would cost the taxpayers money, wouldn't it?
God commands us to help the poor. Besides, in some places, people repair bridges and harbors to earn money.
We can help the poor through private charities. The government shouldn't give away my money to help others.
I'm all for private charity, but it won't take care of everyone in need. When private charities fail, the government must take care of its poor.
Artist and inventor Leonardo da Vinci is dead. Reporter Wen Chi is on the scene at da Vinci's home in Amboise, France, where da Vinci was spending his last days.
Da Vinci was born near Florence and gained early fame as an artist for the Duke of Milan, where he painted the famous Last Supper. His most celebrated painting was the portrait of Mona Lisa del Giocondo of Florence. Da Vinci has made a major contribution to almost every scientific field. He designed fortifications and canals for Milan, a new type of repeat fire gun, a life-size mechanical line which stands and roars, and even drew plans for a machine that might fly. He wrote more than 5,000 pages of notes on scientific fields like astronomy, geology, botany, and optics. He learned anatomy by dissecting so many bodies the Pope finally barred him from the mortuary in Rome. Today, the King of France called him the greatest mind of our age, the greatest mind since Aristotle. Just before his death, Leonardo reportedly said, "As a well-spent day brings happy sleep, so life well used brings happy death."
And finally, mathematician-physician Geronimo Cardano of Pavia, Italy, announced success in his attempts to find out how asparagus is grown, an issue that has perplexed scientists for years. Cardano says that this is what happens, and I quote, "A ram loses its horn, which falls to the ground. After many days, it changes into asparagus." And that's the way it was April 18th, 1521. I'm Robert of Fairfield. Thank you for joining us, and good night.
Major funding for this program was made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the National Endowment